welcome on stage Duangporn Songrisawa and Dylan Jones from Bangkok, Thailand. Duangporn, your name is very difficult for a European tongue. I think not even for Europeans.
I'm sure.
And so that is why everybody calls you by your nickname, Bo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Yulan, and the name of your restaurant is a combination of your both nicknames. Yeah.
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 It's also a little bit of a play on words because in Thai it means ancient or old-fashioned.
Yeah. Your restaurant is number 19 in the list of Asia's 50 best at the moment, and you, Bo, were awarded as Asia's best female chef.
Right.
I heard. Yeah.
Some
Congrats.
time ago.
Sometime. And you're running a TV show also, so you're a kind of celebrity chef. And yeah.
Not really,
Okay.
but I run the daily shows on food.
Uh-huh. And Dylan, you are a kind of food activist.
Well, we try to be.
Okay. So welcome on stage.
Thank you very much. Lovely to
Thank
be
you.
here. So where do we start?
Yeah.
We start with the declarations that we make in 2015. 2015, we say, in 2018, we want to be a zero carbon footprint restaurant.
We were young, we were stupid, we were naive.
I would say innocent.
Naive to think that we could achieve that in an inner city location that Bangkok is. We'd at least achieve it by doing something of our own actions without paying off carbon credits, no?
So not stupid.
Naive.
We did it in 2016 already by buying a carbon credit.
Yeah.
We have like the third party come in, measure everything, how many things, how many kilo of whatever we use in that years. And we have over like 80 tons of carbons. So we bought it off from like a little mangrove down south. But that is not the way that we want to do. It's too easy. It's too easy, and it's more or less for marketing rather than the real thing, yeah?
It's just less genuine, I think.
So we want to implement others' activities instead to trade off the carbon footprint that we emit from our restaurant. So instead of just buying the credit, we try to incorporate every activity that we can to minimize the waste.
Yep.
To recycle as much as we can, but also upcycle things when we cook and serve the food in the restaurant as well.
Absolutely, but we didn't want it to affect the way we deal with food or the way we cook either, because at the end of the day, we are a fine dining restaurant in a sense, and we still wanted to uphold certain traditions and values within Thai cuisine and make sure that we serve Thai food as we believe it ought to be served.
Yeah. But on doing that, like we cook from a lot of old cookbooks, a lot of funeral memory books that they have the recipe in those books. So we want to be able to cook and preserve like the culinary heritage, the culinary wisdom. But while we are doing that, we also safeguard our future as well for taking care, by taking care of our environment.
Absolutely, and also we want to safeguard the biodiversity of Thai cuisine as well, because with it's going to blow up. With the advent of more commercialized farming and industrial farming systems, the biodiversity in Thailand is becoming more scarce, and we want to make sure that we maintain that biodiversity and those different products are available for the next generation to cook with.
True.
True.
So we're going to talk about two things. Try to have the activities in our kitchens that minimize waste, upcycle things when we can, and also the structure of Thai cuisine as well with the fine dining setting, which is really different from the European fine dining setting. He's gonna fry the fish now.
We're going to go a bit backwards. Just because we want to showcase certain activities that we do in the restaurant that helps us to reach a more carbon neutral state or a more carbon friendly state.
Or hopefully positive.
Or hopefully positive. We're not quite Bhutan.
Well, we're gonna, in the Thai food structure, it's totally different from Europeans because when we eat everything together. So in the structures of the main meal, you will have like one salad, one curry, one stir fry, salad, curry, stir fry, one relishes, and one soup, and maybe an accompaniment. So that will be served together because we want to achieve the balance of the flavors and balance of the textures, and you have everything with rice. But we have picked one dish to show you, which is the relish. The relish is the dish that no one understands outside Thai food context. Yeah?
Yes, it's like essentially it's a dip. Traditionally, relishes have sort of come under two umbrellas. One would be a lon, correct?
Yeah.
And the other one would be a nam prik. The lon means to take anything that's fermented or salted or pickled and simmered in coconut cream. And a nam prik literally translates as fire water, chili water.
Chili water.
So it's a chili relish, something that has a lot of shrimp paste, generally chilies, and is often eaten quite raw or unprocessed.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the oil to get hot.
Okay, so with the relish, it's used to be a center dish of every meal, and the relish available everywhere in Thailand in every different regions. Like if you ask me to pick one national dishes for Thai, it won't be pad Thai or tom yum because not everybody in every part of Thailand eat pad Thai or tom yum, but everybody in every part of Thailand eats this dish called nam prik or relish, and the relish is vary from region to regions, and it's also the vegetables that go with this is also vary from regions to region as well. It's just depend on what that region's got or have. So it's super biodiversified in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Dylan will just what are you doing?
Laundry. I'm waiting for this to get hot.
Dylan will fry the fish as an accompaniment to go with the relish today. And while he's doing that, I will gonna start pounding the dish, yeah?
Sure. We're not very technologically advanced in our restaurant. We use gas and charcoal, so this induction thing's playing with us a little bit. It is hot, huh?
And as we mentioned earlier, we cook in a really old ways. So pestle and mortar rather than the blender. In the pestle, in the mortar more like, I have the Asian citrons zest. Can you show them the Asian citrons?
Yep. So this is the Asian citrus. In Thai it's called somsa. This one here. Yeah, somsa. So it's sort of a cross between a lime, an orange, and a mandarin. In the old recipes, it was very traditional, and it was always called for actually more than limes. But now that limes are so cheap and readily available, they use limes more than they use the somsa. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Lawn pome.
And it's one of the things that people use less and less. The farmer doesn't grow it anymore, the chef doesn't ask for it anymore. So to be able to source the somsa for the restaurant this day is become really difficult and become really expensive. But in the old day, when you read the old cookbook, it's there in almost every recipe. So it's one of the things that we hope that the farmer start to grow it again.
For you.
More and more. So I have the somsa, and can I have the coriander roots?
For me?
Yep. We not only do the relish in the pestle and mortar, but we also do the curry paste in it as well.
ให้ผมดำไหม
ไม่เป็นไร You can. Just because we believe that with the pestle mortar, when you pound it, you get the essential oil out of it from the spice, from the herbs, from the things that you put in. But if you put it in a blender, especially with a curry paste, you use blade to cut it. So the essential oil doesn't come out as much. Plus, it's a lot of dry ingredients. So you have to put water in the blender. So it's really dilute the thing and you can't really fry it off properly.
Yeah, and there's a funny story about the mortar and pestle. They say that traditionally the men would be in the fields and they'd be listening to the women pound, and that was how they chose their wives.
Yeah?
So obviously I chose really well.
Lucky you then.
Yeah.
And when you use pestle and mortar, I know a lot of you are familiar with it already. It's available worldwide now. If you pound the fresh ingredient, just don't go like that because it doesn't help. And don't bang it in the middles all the time because you're gonna have problem with your wrist and your elbow when you get older. Just aim on the corner and then go like that motion.
I do too.
Lovely. Next.
I'll prick chaba. I'll pet me.
So in here we got two types of chili. We got so many biodiversified varieties of chili in Thailand. And in here I used two different chilies, the long one and the short one. Just because the shorter one, the smaller one, is more fragrant, less spicy. And the longer one is more spicy. So by combine the two, you have both the fragrance and also the spiciness. Well,
So 2 minutes.
well, deep frying thing is one of the
Everything okay?
Yeah.
one of the techniques that we use a lot in Asian food and especially in Thai food. And then the problem with that is we have to deal with the oil. In Thailand, we don't have a recycle center, or we don't have the city council that you can bring your used oil to, or they're not gonna come by your restaurant and collect your used oil. When we first opened, there will be a truck driving past the restaurant, asks us whether we want to sell the used oil to them by tins. And then we've been selling that years in and years out. And one day we asked them, what do you use the oil for? And?
Well, they use it a few different ways actually. The first way they use it is they strain it, they fine it quickly, and then they sell it to the street vendors who then cook all the street food in it. And then after the street vendors are finished with it, they take it back, they fine it again, and they turn it into pig feed. So at the end of the day, all that used cooking oil goes into the pigs, and then they're feeding it back to the people cooking with it.
Yeah, with the oil, you should not fry it more than 3 times because it's degrade. Like the chemical in the oil start to degrade and it can cause you cancer if you keep using it all the times. So they sell it to street vendor who sell street food at a really cheap price because they can't buy the fresh oil. That is super bad. When you turn it into the pig feed, it's got problem as well because at the end of the day, we will eat that oil again. Yeah?
Yeah.
So now he just...
Vinegar. So normally we let this cool down to 70 degrees before we reboil it, but I'm just going to add, yeah, thank you. Add a little bit of vinegar and our ginger
peel
and lemongrass
and the basil stalk. So when we heard about the story how the oil ended up, we come out with the alternatives of what we can do with our used oil in the kitchen. So one of the alternatives come up and is the soap making.
Absolutely. So it's a very simple and effective way to reuse our oil and not take it to landfill or not put it back into the industrial system. So by doing that, we can ensure the quality of the oil in the restaurant, but also means we're actually reducing our costs for our cleaning materials, because the soap we use, made from our own oil, reduces the cost of all the importing of all the chemicals we're using in the restaurant.
So now the hand soap that we use in the kitchens is come from this oil that we use in the kitchens. So he put the vinegar in just to clean the oil up a little bit when you fry a lot of like proteins and a lot of flours inside. So you use vinegar, just like any type of vinegar. We use rice vinegar to clean it up. We have a lot of scraps of the gingers, of the Thai basil, any herbs that you like the smell. You fry it on the second time so that the oil get infused with that smell. And then we strain it. And then we're gonna add so basically we strain it and then we reduce the temperature down to 70 Celsius. And after that we're gonna add sodium hydroxide that you mix with water already. So sodium hydroxide is a super high alkali on the intense alkali base. So we recommend that you wear gloves and goggles when you work on it, chef. Chef?
Won't be ready yet. Check that.
The oil that we use in our kitchen is rice bran oil, and there is the ratio between the sodium hydroxide, the water, and the oil for different oil. So, but then that one you can Google it.
Okay.
A lot of people use coconut oil. A lot of people use palm oil. Palm oil I not really recommend because of the forestation of the land that they invest to grow the palm. But with this, we use 1 liter of rice bran oil, 100 grams of sodium hydroxide, 250 ml of water.
Oui.
Yeah. Yeah?
You ready, Felix?
So in the bowl, Felix got the water that been mixed with the sodium hydroxide. You can only use ceramics or plastic with it. You cannot use metal when you make the soap.
We got there. Okay, you ready?
So you have the solutions of that, and then you slowly pour the oil in, and you just keep blending it. Now, everything that we do, even the soap making, it will take energies, it will take times. So the line between either just dump it as it is or take time and energies to do it, which one is more worth it, is a really fine line. But that, we can use this as a cleaning agent so we can save on the money that we have to pay for the soap as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, while he's doing that, that process will take about 25-30 minutes. We're gonna continue with the relish.
Cool.
So I did put the chili in already. Can I have a little bit of raw garlic and shallot? Thank you. So I use Thai garlic. Can you show them Thai garlic?
This one. The Thai garlic. It's a smaller clove garlic. It's I think it's more fragrant. It's a little bit more intense than a larger style Chinese garlic.
Yeah. In Bolan, we use everything from Thailand, so it's 100% local. And then because we want to support the small farmers, and we want to support the people who want to convert to organic as well. This Thai garlic is real small. It's pain in the ass to peel them, and it's a lot more expensive. If we use the huge garlic from China, normally it's like quarter price, and it's big and easy to clean, easy to cook with, but doesn't have that much flavor. Plus, it doesn't help my farmer either. So I got the garlic, I got the shallot as well.
ให้ผมทำอะไรมันสุกไหม
ทำออมเล็ตไหม
ได้
So Thai food is all about
Where the eggs?
blending the ingredient together. Like if you eat everything by itself, it's gonna be pretty bad. But if you blend it and you know how to blend it together, it could be good. Do you want to do the shrimps and explain
No.
about the shrimps?
So an important ingredient in this dish is the actual shrimp paste or the relish. We're grilling ours inside a banana leaf and then inside pandanus leaf. We do that primarily because it gives more flavor and it's more traditional, but we also try and avoid the use of aluminium foil a lot in the restaurant because it doesn't really compost so well. Chaba? ส้มอยู่ไหน
อะไรนะ
ส้มเล็ก You got the small มีส้มเล็กไหมส้มเล็ก
Where's your shrimps?
เอา
So this is the shrimp paste made from really small prawns. Salt and keep it for like at least 6 months. And that is the heart and the soul of the relish.
This relish is really lovely because the best thing about it is, as Bo mentioned before, we can eat it with a very huge variety of different local ingredients. And one of my favorite things to have with it is this omelette, which is made with cha-om. Cha-om in English we call stinkweed because of its agreeable smell. It has a similar smell to flatulence sometimes.
Similar to what?
Flatulence. Fart.
Okay, cool.
It sounds disagreeable, but it's actually very nice.
Do you want to distribute this?
Sure.
Yeah.
How?
Just give it to him.
Huh? You come on me. Can we pass these around? Thank you.
So in the container that we start to pass around, you will find a lot of different ingredients in it. You are welcome to try, taste, smell a lot of it.
กระเทียมมีหรือยัง
กระเทียมได้แล้วพอแล้วไม่เอาแล้ว So basically this is the base and we're gonna start seasoning. When we start seasoning, we will start with the palm sugar first. This palm sugar is 100 palm sugar come from the nectar of the coconut tree. And the people who produce it have to climb up the coconut tree twice a day. Otherwise it's gonna go off and they have to put the chemical preservative in it. But this one, because they climb it up and down twice a day, it's got a really good taste. And with this artisan producer, we have to drive 3 hours to get it. That is the only way to get it. They're not gonna drive into Bangkok. They're not gonna post it. They're not gonna. We can't even send our driver to pick it up. And this is what we want to do with our food in Thailand. We want to safeguard their artisan producer and artisan products. Because if we don't have them, we don't have anything to cook with.
How do we do this one?
We just distribute it again with the fork, maybe.
No, it's just a selection of vegetables for people to look at and see. This they can try though. I mean, they can try that stuff, but some of it might not be so nice. ยังไง
ยังไงก็ได้ So I'm gonna send down some palm sugar for you to try as well. It's just a pure palm sugar. In the busy day of the restaurant and we cannot produce the petit four in times, we just mold it in like a little balls and then put it on the petit four plate.
What's so great about the palm sugar is it comes from an area that is semi-tidal. So it's an inland orchard. Palm sugar is orchards.
A what?
Plantation. It's an inland plantation, but it does get some tidal waters. So therefore you will note there's a little bit of savoury aspect to the actual sugar itself. It's almost salty in a way. This is the wrong...
So as I tell you, it's about balancing the flavors. So I have the sweet component. Now I'm gonna have the salty component, which is the fish sauce. And this fish sauce, again, is on its pure state. Because a lot of sauce this day, they try to season it for you. And so that they put like MSG, they put sugar, they put everything. So when you taste it, tastes nice straight away. So it's really hard to find basically 100% fish sauce without any seasoning produce. And then the last component is the limes. Yeah? You're gonna cut me a little bit of white turmeric here to put in.
Soy ใช่ปะ
ใช่ Felix, how is it going? 5 minutes, cool.
It is important to note that you won't be able to use the soap today. You have to leave it for at least 6 weeks to 8 weeks for the leaves to burn off. Otherwise you'll have a shower and you'll come out bright red. It's true.
Okay, where's your limes?
ยังไม่มี
Can I use this? Yes. That's plenty. So I'm gonna put the aubergines.
See. I think นะ
Yep. In the relish. This is called pea aubergines. We have so many different varieties of it in Thailand. In the Nam Prik Kapi, or this relish, the classic one is with this aubergine, which is basically quite bitter. But they say bitter is good for you.
A little bit more, a little bit harder.
It's a good indicator whether you are old or not, because they say the older people can take bitter better. And then, can I have the white turmeric? And a little bit of ma'uk.
มะอึก
You got the ma'uk earlier.
มีครับ Ma'uk is another type of aubergine, but this one is furry. So you have to shave it before you use it. But if you shave it too early, it will just go a bit dark. So we try and shave it just before we use it. It's literally got a hair on top of it. And the hair can be a little bit irritating sometimes, a bit itchy. Chaba?
And this one is for you as well.
Thank you.
Well, in Bolan we separate the bins, but that is what a lot of people do already. But how we separate it is different. We have the organic waste, which is everything that can be compostable. And then we have another bin just for lime and fruit if you want. And with the lime, we're gonna upcycle it as well. Because everything can be compost, but it's not mean everything should be compost. If we can make If we can make more use out of it, we will before we compost it at the end of the day.
Cool.
Yeah?
I'll make the EM.
Yeah, you're gonna make EM first or you're gonna make
เอายังไงดี
ยังไงก็ได้
Cool. So with all that waste, it's really simple. We just add, where's our sugar, Felix?
That is the waste that we've been produced all day today with all the organic waste. And before we, yeah, before it's end up in the compost bin, we want to make an EM out of it. EM is the effective microorganisms. It's a liquid forms. Do you have the EM here already?
In a plastic bag.
Yeah. Back home, we make just the fruit EM, but you can make anything with it. So basically the waste, organic waste, and then sugar. And then you basically let it ferment for a week. So back home, we have 7 bins because it's a week circle. So every Tuesday, we put the old waste that we use for EM out, collect the water, and then that waste go to the compost bin.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we put a new one in. So we got the circle running, and you keep collecting the EM liquid itself. And with the EM liquid, we got couple of different use in it. You can use it as a fertilizer. And if you want to separate the bin more, you can separate the fruit and the leaf vegetables. And then the fruit vegetables, you can use it as a fertilizer for fruit tree.
Yep.
For the leaf, you use it for the leafy salad or leaf herbs in the garden. So it have like different use. You can also use the EM as part of your cleaning agent as well. So basically, we collect the liquid, we add baking soda, and then we add the lamb's pectin that why we have to keep the lamb separate as well. And that we use that to clean our floor, and we use that to clean so we reduce the cost of buying the cleaning agents in the restaurants, and we don't have to do with the chemical in the cleaning agents as well.
Sure. And then we also have another use for it, because every day we make our own coconut cream in the restaurant. And we found that we had about 15 to 20 kilograms of coconut waste that we didn't want to throw in or compost because it just felt like we were wasting it. So we found out that once we add our EM and then a little bit of rice bran husk, Felix, which adds a little bit of microorganisms into it as well. Yeah, all of it. And then we leave that for 7 days and ferment it. It becomes a probiotic. And then we give that to our pig farmer. And he feeds our organic happy pigs with this probiotic. And so there's no waste, actually. It's completely upcycled and it's turned back into nutrients. Smells good. Okay.
So you got that?
Yeah.
Do you want to mix?
อันนี้ทำสะอาดจ้ะ Can you clean that one?
Clean?
Yeah.
And with the lamb zest, you want to show them the lamb zest?
Sure.
Can you go for the leftover or?
You find one out the back. So the lamb zest is really simple. We use a slow juicer normally in the restaurant because we get more liquid from it and more extract. But we literally just take the zest and blitz it up. And then we have to let it sit overnight for the natural oils to come to the top. And then once we're left with this, which is a very thick concentrated lime pectin from this, because it'll solidify overnight. And this is the lime pectin that Bo was talking about that we use to make all our cleaning equipment or cleaning ingredients and whatnot. Chaba?
Yeah. But then when what I want to show you is when you have these lamb pectins with a little bit of baking soda and the EM, because I tell you it's been fermented for a week and it can be
15 minutes.
You will feel like it can be smelly or it can be disgusting, but it's not at all. When I mix all the three together, it actually smells really nice.
EM หมดแล้ว
Why?
ใส่กะทิหมดใส่ซีดมะพร้าวหมด and this one wash that.
You have the baking soda then?
Yes.
Well, yeah. How long is this EM last? Like the one that you bring with you?
I mean, indefinitely, I guess, but we've never kept it that long because we use it so quickly. But generally, we use it within a month and a half.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pass this coconut things with the EM. Once after that 7 days, you keep it in the bottle. Close the lid, but not too tight because it's still alive. And then you will smell. It will smell like that. Can I have? Philip, can I have the baking soda? So this is just the lamb pectin with a little bit of baking soda. Stir it a little bit and then you can send it. Yeah. When you mix the lamb pectin with baking soda, it will create what they call ester, which is like a clean smell.
Ester.
Ester. So what are you doing?
Starting on the stir fry. Am I?
Yeah.
So another way we use to reduce waste is also we're making our own cling film in the restaurant. The plastic wrap that we use in the restaurant, we found we're using so much of it. For example, this is what we used just coming here in this one demonstration just to get all the produce here. So for the restaurant, we tried to reduce that as much as possible. And the way we found to do that the best was to start making our own. We start with organic cloth, and in that cloth we grate down the beeswax using just a simple grater and some beeswax. We grate it down, pour it, make it hot, pour it over the cloth, have it between two bits of paper, wax paper, and we iron it. And then once it's ironed, it ends up like this. So you've got a non-porous, washable cover for all our food that we use in the restaurant. So we've reduced plastic by about 85%, which we think is pretty important. And it's really simple. The only thing you have to remember is wash them with cold water. Otherwise, all the wax will go down the drain.
Which is not good. You want to pass the wax around?
Sure. Me again? Yeah. All.
Basically, we use the wax only for the vegetables, ready-to-eat food. We don't use that cloth wax on the protein as yet because we haven't found a way to stop the contaminations. And normally, what we clean it with is just the lamb essence with a little bit of baking soda, a little bit of vinegar in a spray bottle, and you shake it and you spray it on the wax cloth and wipe it. The others cautions is just to make sure that if anyone allergic to honeys or beeswax, that could be a big problems as well. Yeah. So now I'm doing the plate for the relish.
Yep. And as Bo said, we're here to talk about the structure of Thai cuisine. So we're going to do up another 4 or 5 dishes quite quickly to serve with the relish, but we wanted to show you the relish first because for us, as Bo mentioned, it's the most important dish. It's the most representative dish of Thai cuisine. And we're going to serve it with a stir fry today of prawns with young pumpkin, a soup called dom klong soup, which is similar to dom yum, but it's hot and sour, but with smoky fish instead of a fresh fish. A red curry of green banana and a grilled pork neck. Mila Ikmi.
the salad.
Oh, and then a salad of grilled chicken with longans, which is a type of local fruit. Chaba?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I start with the stir fry quickly.
Do you want to explain about the paste that you put in your stir fry?
I can. I need to get the prawns. So the stir fry, it's pretty simple, pretty quick, nice and hot. We're using the prawns today. I'm just going to fry the prawns out first to get a bit of colour so that the garlic won't burn. And definitely the heads as well, because the heads, you've got all that prawn brains which gives all the flavour. Okay, in the paste I've got Thai garlic, which is unpeeled. So in a lot of Thai dishes, the Thai garlic, which we used here before, we use it unpeeled because it has a more aromatic and nutty flavour. Loving the induction. The thing that's beautiful about Thai cuisine is when you serve it like this, you have everything together. So you can have dishes like this which are extremely spicy and hot, but then you can also have dishes that are more subtle and balanced like the stir fry, and that allows you to balance the meal yourself. Todd.
No, it's just sad come this way.
I haven't done my job properly if I don't make everybody cough. Ah, thank you. I like.
The paste that Dylan make is basically a classic combination of when you want to do the stir fry in Thai food. So coriander roots is probably a bit hard to get in Europe.
Yeah, generally they're quite short. They don't.
No, they just
they
chop
pull
it
them
up.
out a bit early.
Yeah, coriander root, garlic, and white pepper. And then you can fry anything with that. And you don't need the oyster sauce. You maybe need a little bit of fish sauce or the soy sauce if you like, but not the oyster sauce because it's full of MSG. Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to plate for that?
Sure. ฝั่งนู้น
This is for your stir fry.
Thank you.มีผักชีไหม
Where's sakshi?
In the bottom left. Maybe.
No, it's not.
Okay. So the beauty of Thai cuisine, I think, is the fact that you can actually balance it yourself, have it with rice, which is the most important thing. So in the restaurant, we really try and push the structure of Thai cuisine. We try and push the fact that we don't serve a degustation menu where it's one dish at a time and all the dishes come together as the main course. Ni. Which can be a bit confronting sometimes or even confusing for some people, but once it's understood how to eat it properly, I think it makes the meal much more memorable, and also people generally eat a lot spicier than what they thought they could have. Okay. Any gang chaba?
Yeah.
So the curry today is, as I said, a red curry with green banana. We just left the green banana a little bit of lime water, acidulated lime water, which is like a mineral, and then put that in the curry after we've just boiled it briefly. That leaches out any astringency. Me gradateไหม gradate tissue มีไหม
Okay. And can I have the fish that you fried earlier?
Sure. Long do.
And the egg, yeah. So we're gonna clear that and make it
Clear?
yeah.
Yeah. We're almost done.
So maybe you want to tell them about the curry a little bit.
Well, I mean, as we mentioned, we use a mortar and pestle to make the curry paste. The beauty of doing that is when you're frying it out, you actually smell every ingredient beforehand. And Thais, generally speaking, they use smell a lot as an indication of how to season their produce. It also will dictate at what stage you add your seasoning. When you fry it out, you generally smell the curry in the opposite direction you're pounding it. So if you're adding in shallots and garlic right at the end, because they're the softest, wettest ingredients, they're the ones you're going to smell first. And then the last things you're going to smell is the dried spice. Hap.
No, I mean, you know, when the Westerner cook curry, they generally boil with the coconut creams, or Thai this day they fry with the oil, which is not quite right. The best way to cook the curry is to fry it off with the cracked coconut creams. So when you have the cream from the coconut, you boil the shit off it until it's separate from the oil and the solid, and then you add the paste, and then you stir it. Yeah?
Yep.
I think no one do that anymore.
Sure.
Basically. That's why I want to let you know if you want to cook the curry next time. So you have...
Maybe tasting spoon. Chop
Yeah.
I use this. Chim gọnไหม
Okay, so he got the soup ready.
Almost ready.
I think you use... Okay, while he's dealing with the soup, I'm gonna talk about the eggshell. The eggshell is another beans that we have designated in our kitchen as well. So we don't mix the eggs with all other garbage in the kitchen. We keep it separate, we wash it, and we dry it over the grill, so that we don't have to use dehydrators or we don't have to plug something in to dry our eggshells. And I got a couple of use. You either can mix it with the fertilizers and add the calcium components in your fertilizers for your gardens, or you can make a powder of it and then you can put it where the ant is walking, because it's so high in sulfur as well. So the ant hate that. So in the cabinet, in the kitchen, if you have ants happenings, you don't have to use hard chemical. You can use these eggshells, simple as that, make a powders and put it in the cupboards. Yeah?
Yep.
Lovely. And then you just have the salad and the rice. Felix, can you get the rice on the plate?
Rice.
Yeah. rice, because we want to cook fresh rice every service, just like when you have fresh bread every service in the fine dinings. So we have so much left over. The first things after it's left over is give it to the staff as a staff food. But then after the first heating, we don't reheat it again.
Sure. Plus, we also have an added problem that the staff don't really like eating brown rice, which is our favorite rice. So we always have a lot more of the gaba rice left over, which is a germinated brown rice, no? Which means our farmers take it and they, before we ask for it, they submerge it in water again and then allow it to germinate one more time before they mill it. So it's a lot higher in GABA toxins and alpha toxins, so it's better for you.
ช้าๆ แปลไม่ทัน
Cup.
So with the leftover rice, what we do is we dry it again in these forms. So we just dry it at the back of the aircon compressor. Yeah, and then after we dry it, what we do with it is we make a rice tea of it. So in this package, I don't know, but in this package you got rice like this, the tea of your choice, and the dry pandanus leaf. And this one we either use in the restaurant or we trade it with the organic hand washing liquid for the guests.
เอาอันไหน
อันนี้ก็ได้ so that we don't have to put rice in the compost straight away. We just try to upcycle everything first. And of course, you can have one each. Hopefully we got enough.
I think we have enough.
Yeah?
Yeah, doesn't look like there's many people left.
Okay. So we add the chicken in here with the dressing. Very simple dressing: coriander root, garlic, lime juice, fish sauce, and palm sugar that you have tasted already.
Thank you. อ๋อเหรอทำไมไม่ mixing bowl ล่ะ
I guess you use it already.
หอมแจ๋ว
Yeah. And then we finish it with the deep fried shallot.
อันนี้ยกออก
And you have the egg yolk here. Just 1 second. Put this one in.
salted duck eggs
Salted duck egg.
So as you can see, this would be a dish. I mean, normally we do soups for individual, but these 4 or 5 dishes would be served for 2 or 3 people to share. And we encourage everyone to walk between the dishes. And we also trying to showcase the biodiversity of Thai food, making sure that people understand the importance of safeguarding Thai food heritage and culinary wisdom. But at the same time, people can eat, rest assured that their meal has been more environmentally friendly or sustainable.
True. Yeah. Basically, you said already. Yeah.
Cool.
Any questions?
It's okay?
Thank you so much. It was a great presentation. It's absolutely nice to have you here on stage.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, a little present for you both. It's our CHEF-SACHE knife.
Oh, thank you.
2000. Maybe I have two.
Thank you so much. No, it's a great honor to be here. We really appreciate it very much, and we love the thought process and the genuine aspects of this festival.
Yeah.
So for us, it's really great to see.
So we are very proud to have you here on stage.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Okay.